Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
In this chapter, he talks about the 5 senses, the Shastras, etc. He says, Anacharyoshita ye cha Shastra Bahishkritaha Bahyam te tu Prayokshyante Kriyamanyaihi Prayojitam. Those who have not received the training from any master or who had no access to the Shastras resort to practices observed by others. So, a wise actor should represent sound, touch, form, taste and smell and the sense organs concerned through gestures reflecting those objects of senses. So, he says how these gestures are to be done, how the sound heard is to be expressed, how the touch is to be expressed through the movements of the eyes and eyebrows, and how the form, by holding the hand, it is to be expressed, and how the tasting and the smelling is to be observed through the nostrils. And he also talks about the importance of mind, about the sense organs, the attentive mind, and the perceiving everything through the sense organs. And he talks about the 3 types of mind, which is favorable mind, unfavorable mind and indifferent mind. Then an important thing he talks about is desire. He says that the kama should be dharma kama, artha kama and moksha kama. So, passion for virtue, passion for wealth and passion for liberation. So, now he moves on to the aspect of love. Stri pumsayostu yogo yaha satu kamaha iti smritaha sarvasyaiva hi lokasya sukha dukkha nibarhanaha bhuishtam drishyate kamaha sukhadho dukkadeshvapi. He says the union of man and woman is called as kama, sensual passion. The love which may end in joy or sorrow for all people is mostly to be observed as leading to happiness even in unhappy situations. Now, he talks mainly about the erotic sentiment and the erotic affair which is between a man and a woman. So, union of a man and a woman which finds them sexually united is known as Shringara, erotic affair. So, this is explained here and that is the main crux of the drama. If you see, there are many types of dramas, especially in the Nataka, Prakarana. You see the relationship between the hero and the heroine is taken as a predominant rasa, that is the Shringara rasa. And Shringara rasa is considered as the rasa raja. So, that is given importance in this particular chapter. So, in giving importance to the Shringara rasa, the Rati Bhava and the Shringara rasa, he talks about various types of women. Who are they? A woman of Asura type, a woman of a Gandharva type, a woman of Rakshasa type. So, how does he explain all these? He says, for example, a woman of Gandharva type, she likes to She enjoys roaming in many gardens. She is adorned with good, beautiful nails, teeth. She speaks with a smile. She is slim, slow gait. She loves the pleasure of men and is always pleased to hear music, Gita and Vadya, to witness dance, and she is careful about the cleanliness of the body and has soft skin, glossy hair and charming eyes, and she is to be known as possessing the nature of Gandharva. So this is how he gives different types of women such as Nagas, Pishachas, Yakshas, tiger, men, monkey, elephant, deer, fish, camel, Makara, ass, horses, buffaloes, goats, dogs, cows and the like. So why are these given? So these are the qualities seen in women. So here he mostly explains the beauty of their body and their activities. So based on this, when the author or the composer selects the nature of the Nayika, he has to explain the nature of the Nayika based on these elements. And this goes to the actress also. So the actress or the director has to understand the characterization of that particular Nayika. So this is how these Nayikas will be in the acts of Shringara especially, he says. Thus, he explains the varieties of Nayikas in this chapter. He says them they are the different Sheela of these women. Tulya Sheelaha Striyaha Smritaha. So he is giving the Sheela of these women here. A woman of a human type, a woman who loves uprightness, is always clever and very virtuous, has regular features, is graceful and grateful also, disposed to worship the elders and gods, always careful about her duties, dharma, as well as material gain, artha, and is free from pride and fond of friends and has good habits, is said to have the nature of human being. So she is the Manusha Sheela. Manusha Sheela. So that is how he explains or defines all these women, types of women. Then he talks about the etiquette, the upacharas prescribed for man and woman in love. He talks about the two types of etiquettes. They are again internal and external, abhyantara and bahya. Then he talks about the king's etiquette towards women, and then he comes to the three classes of women. Who are they? They are homely, abhyantara, they are public, bahya, and the mixed variety is bahya abhyantara. So he says a woman belonging to the high family is abhyantara, a courtesan is a bahya type, and thoroughly tested woman who's of, she is a maiden of high family but is a mixed of both. So she is bahya abhyantara. Then he talks about the love making of the king and the love which is love of the superior, middling and the inferior kinds arises in men and women due to various causes, he says. he talks about the signs of the love, the glances of the Nayika during love making, the signs of courtesan's love, and the signs of love in a high born lady, and the signs of maiden's love. Then the important element is Dasha Kama Avastha. These are the 10 stages of love. According to Bharata, he says, Pratame tu abhilashaha syat, dvitiye chintanam bhavet, anusmritihi tritiye tu chaturthe gunakirtanam, udvegaha panchame prokto, vilapaha shashta uchyate, unmadaha saptame gneyo, bhaved vyadis tatha ashtame, navame jadata proktha, dashame maranam bhavet, Sri pumsayoho esha vidhi lakshanam cha nibodhata. So now he moves on to the lakshana of these 10 varieties. What is abhilasha? Abhilasha is longing. It arises from efforts born of desire and wish, and show to the means of meeting of him, that is the hero. This is abhilasha, that is a longing to meet the hero. That is the first stage. The next one is, he also adds, one goes out of a place or enters it, stays within the hero's sight and shows signs of love. These are all coming under abhilasha, when she wishes to say in front of the hero, somewhere just watching the hero in his presence. It is abhilasha. Next is chinta, the anxiety. It should be indicated by speaking to the female messenger. To the female messenger, the Nayika talks about her anxious elements, such as, will there be a union with the beloved, or something like this. So she can exhibit her anxiousness. This is called chinta. In this stage, the Nayika can look as with the half closed eyes, and she can handle the bangles, the rasana, the waist band, and the navel and the thighs are to be touched by the Nayika herself, showing her anxiousness in meeting the hero. Third one is anusmriti, recollection, sighing again and again, thinking deeply of the person and disliking all other engagements. Again and again thinking about the hero. That is called anusmriti. So what happens here? Naturally, being engrossed in thinking, one does not attain composure in sitting or lying on the bed and remains unable to do any of the duties. This is to be expressed in anusmriti. The fourth one is guna kirtana, to express the means of sportful movements of the limbs, smiles and glances, and the idea that there is no else like him. It is called guna kirtana, enumeration of merits. This can be represented through horripilation, and the enumeration of the merits of the beloved can be again and again spoken to the friend or anybody else, and while thinking of that, slightly wiping off the tears, wiping off the sweat, etc. And this is a confidential talk made with the female messenger generally. So this is guna kirtana. Next is udvega, distress, that one is not at ease or is pleased in sitting or lying and is always eagerly expecting the beloved. This is the stage of udvega, distress. So, this can be represented by anxiety, sighs, burning of heart, and also in an exaggerated manner. The Nayika should express the stage of distress. Next is lamentation, vilapa. Vilapa is represented by speaking sorrowfully the words such as when he was here, he was there standing, he was talking to me, he behaved to me like this. All these, we see many of these in our present day repertoire of dance, the padams. So, these types of vilapas are known as lamentation, and this is the next stage. Then the next stage is insanity, that is unmadha. In unmadha, women introduces the topic about the beloved on all occasions, and she hates all other males, and that is unmadha. She is more towards her hero. To represent unmadha, insanity, one should sometimes look with a steadfast gaze, or sometimes have a deep sigh, absorbed with oneself, and sometimes weep, etc. And these are the expressions for unmadha. Next is vyadhi, sickness. When after enjoying all objects fit for one is in love, and even by desirable sprinkling one fails to bring her condition under control, this is called sickness. Though the Duti or the Saki tries to get her back to the normal condition, she is not able to. This is called vyadhi. It has to be represented on the stage by fainting. She faints, this is the 8th stage, and her heart has point on which to settle, the head aches, and she does not have any peace of mind. So, this can be taken as the expression for vyadhi. The 9th one is jadata, stupor. One does not respond when questioned. One does not hear anything or see anything, remains speechless, and does not say anything except the words such as, alas, what happened? Like this. And losing of memory, this is called stupor or jadata. This can be represented through the responses of not the words, but it can be sounds such as hum, something like that, which has excessive breathing through the mouth or relaxed limbs, or even the words or the sounds coming through the body. This is called stupor. Next, final stage is marana or death. He says, even after adopting all means for the union of the hero, it does not take place. Finally, then burnt in the love of fire, once death takes place. So, this is the final stage of the Kama Avastha. So thus, in case of her not meeting the beloved, one should represent according to the signs of erotics for the heroine all the stages of love except the last one. The last one will not be showed on the stage. So these are the Kama Avasthas given by Bharata. So these are naturally given for women, but sometimes Vilapa or Anusmriti, all these are seen in men also, but it is not that much intense in the heroes. So it is naturally meant for the heroine, he says. Then he talks about the manifestation of love by male characters. Then how the women separated from the male should respond. That is, the women in love sickness. And he also gives the details of the female messenger who has to be a go-between with the male and female characters. Then again, the king's etiquette towards women, and in connection with their Vasaka, that is the conjugal union, he talks. And now he gives the reasons why. Those days we all know that the kings had many wives, and even in the dramas we see, like in Malavika Agnimitram, we see many heroines, and these were all happening in those days. So that is where Bharata talks about Sringara, and in this context Bharata talks about the 8 types of Nayika, Avasthas, the Avasthas of Nayikas, the Ashtanayika. Not only the Nayika varieties which will be seen later as Uttama, Madhyama, Adhama, we also saw the 4 stages of women based on their age and their body. We also saw the graces of women, the 3 main varieties and the 20 subdivisions. And we have seen the 10 Kama Avasthas for women, and now this is about the 8 varieties, 8 Avasthas of women. So these are the variations given by Bharata in connection to Nayika. Other than that, there are 4 types of Nayakas given and 4 Nayikas according to the same category. They are also explained by Bharata. But here, this is the situation and the context where the Nayika is in that particular state, Avastha. These 8 occur only in the state of Sringara. We have to be very clear that these 8 states are given under Sringara. So, who are the 8 kinds of heroine? Tatra Vasaka Sajja va, Virahat Kantita api va, Swadhina Bhartrika chapi, Kalahantarita api va, Khandita Vipralabdha va, Tatha Proshita Bhartrika, Tatha Abhisarika Chaiva iti Ashtau Nayikaha Smritaha. He says, in this connection, I will be talking about the 8 types of Nayikas. They can be either one of these. So, according to Bharata, this is the order. The first one is Vasaka Sajjika, the heroine dressed up for union, the woman who is eager in meeting him. He is eagerly expecting the lovers, and She is in pleasure, decorating herself joyfully for the union, and she is also dressed up, and this stage of Nayika is called Vasaka Sajjika. The next one is Viraha Utkantitha. Virahotkantita, the heroine distressed by separation. A woman whose beloved one does not turn up on account of his preoccupation with many other engagements and makes her afflicted with sadness by his not coming. The heroine is distressed by separation. She is called Virahotkantita. The third one is the Swadhina Bhartrika. Here Bharata says the heroine having the husband in subjugation, her husband. So it is not only the lover, it is also her husband. Bhartrika, the woman whose husband captivated by her pleasing qualities as well as by intense pleasure of love from her, stays by her side itself, and she is called Swadhina Bhartrika. A heroine separated by quarrel. When a heroine is impatient for her lover having gone away due to a quarrel or jealousy and not returning, she is separated due to quarrel. She is to be known as Kalaha Antarita. Kalaha Antarita. Next is Khandita. A woman whose beloved one, due to attachment for another female, does not come for the conjugal union when it is due. She is enraged. She is called Khandita. Next is a deceived heroine. When lover does not come to such a woman, that is the Khandita, for a certain reason, even after he had met her and made her tryst, she is deceived heroine. She has been deceived by the hero. Though she has met him, she has asked him to come to a place, but he has not come, then she is to be known as Vipralabdha. Heroine with a sojourning husband, that is Proshita Bhartrika, the woman whose husband is living abroad on account of serious duties and she has the hair scattered and she is just in a separation. She is to be known as the Nayika called Proshita Bhartrika, sojourning husband, heroine with a sojourning husband. Next is heroine moving to the lover. The final one, Abhisarika, the woman who due to love or jest is attracted to her lover and gives up modesty for going out to meet him. She is to be known as Abhisarika, secretly moving to her lover. According to Bharata, there are 8 varieties. Later we have many scholars who have added on these varieties. The varieties of Abhisarika, varieties of Virahotkantita are all added accordingly in the later texts. But according to Bharata, he only gives these 8 varieties of Nayika, Avasthas. So Bharata not only explains all these 8 types of Nayikas, he also adds how they have to behave. And moving on to the lover, how they will be or how they have to express themselves. The women of a high family, a handmaid women, or even the Adama type of women, how they have to move towards the hero. He talks about the preparation of amorous union by man and also by the women. So, those days, if we see, there were many stories connected with kings, as I told earlier. The Nayaka used to be a king, and the Nayika can be a courtesan. So, there are stages where man prepares for the union, and there are some stages or there are some situations where women herself prepares for the union. And finally, after talking all about these, he gives a beautiful shloka. He says, the acts which are to be prohibited on stage, though these are all connected to the story, it will be exhibited, but it should be exhibited at only to a particular stage. It cannot be presented on the stage. So he says, na manchagrahanam range, na snanam na anulepanam, na anjanam na angaragam cha, na cha keshopasangraham. So he says, the ascending to the bed or bathing, decorating the body, etc. should not be shown on the stage. These are to be not shown on the stage because he says these are the elements which are to be very sensitive. So, these are to be not depicted on stage, especially prohibited. In another instance which is coming, he says, as the whole family will be sitting in front of the Nataka, the presentation of the Nataka, so it is not right on the part of the director to include such scenes on the stage, he says. So, how beautiful, see, the past 2nd century this Natya Shastra has been written, and we have still connection with our present day theatre performances, dance performances, and even the films where we have been given the beautiful elements of Sringara and that which are to be seen only by a particular class of people. Same way, the heroine, he talks about the heroine who is expecting the hero, how she should behave, what are her actions, and then he talks about the personal omens like favorable omens, unfavorable, like we generally say the right eye spluttering and the left eye spluttering, all these things he says indicating of the hero coming or not coming. Even now we have in present day songs or present day scenario, we have this usage of omens in the love scenes. He talks about the heroine's reception of the beloved one and receiving the guilty lover, what she has to say, how she has to behave, if she is a Uttama Nayika or a Madhyama Nayika, how she has to behave if she is an Adama Nayika, and the causes for jealousy, depression, etc. are explained here. On treating the lover at fault Other than that, there are mixed feelings in the heroine like disgust, anger, jealousy, etc. How these are to be expressed is very clearly elaborated by Bharata. And that is how the hero who is at fault has to be treated. We have various padams of present day which we perform in the classical dance sequences or even in the theatre dramatization of hero-heroine meeting. We have so many episodes connected with the heroine finding fault with the hero. So all these are seen here in this chapter. The acts of women making the hero falling at the feet when he had done a mistake. All these are given here, and these are to be represented by the heroines, says Bharata. Then he talks about the acts forbidden on the stage. As he says, one knowing the dramatic convention Natya Dharmi should not represent such acts on the stage, like sleeping, as he said earlier. And here he says embracing, etc., sleeping, etc., are to be only given or presented as in Natya Dharmi, as a mimicry of action. It should not be the actual sleeping on the stage, he says. That is how he says Natya Dharmi is essential in many places than Loka Dharmi. This is the shloka which says Nataka is to be witnessed by a father and the son, the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, all sitting together. So these acts should be carefully avoided, he says. Then he moves on to the addressing. So all these connected with Angika, Vachika, Satvika, everything are combined in this chapter called Samanya Abhinaya, harmonious representation. How does the heroine address the person when she is in love? How does she address a person, same hero, when she is in angry mood? All these terms are explained here by Bharata, and these are to be used accordingly by the composers of the songs or by the authors of the drama in the situations accordingly. Finally, he also adds that the women as such in the Uttama, Madhyama, Adhama, Nayika, how they will behave, and when the goddesses in human roles, like when goddess takes a form of the human, how she will behave. All these actions, like we have the episode of Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi taking the role of Padmavati, and in that case she is a human, taken the form of a human, and how her behavior will be. So all these types of behaviors in connection with love making is given in this chapter, and these are to be followed strictly by the directors of the productions. Thus, in this chapter of Samanya Abhinaya, he brings forth every possible feelings of the female and the male characters, especially in connection to Shringara Rasa. And this is beautifully blended actually in this harmonious representation chapter, that is the Samanya Abhinaya chapter. The blend of Angika, Vachika and Satvika is seen here in the activities of female and male characters through their psychological feelings, and this leads to the particular bhava and rasotpatti in the audience, especially in connection to the rati bhava and Shringara Rasa. Thus, this chapter on Samanya Abhinaya ends with nearly 328 verses. We finish with this. Namaste.